Day 942. It's 10 p.m. Just getting home from church. Wow, today was just a whole different level. Wow. Woke up, did my group call, almost went back to sleep. Instead, got up, went to the gym. Someone listened to the podcast I was on and then messaged me, started talking about coaching, scheduled a purpose assessment, got back from the gym, did her purpose assessment call. And it was such a powerful call. She is such a warrior of God. She desperately needs to find her purpose. She's totally out of alignment. We just had this amazing conversation, and it was only supposed to be an hour or 90 minutes at the most, and it ended up being 3 hours. And it was crazy. And then I had another call right after that. So I was supposed to go to church and ended up just doing back-to-back calls. I was even late to my second call because I was finishing that one. And she was in tears, and it was just she's a warrior of God. And she had to talk to her husband about doing the coaching because I guess she just signed up for some coaching and it didn't really do much for her. And so, when you got a spouse, you got to talk to your spouse. But then after that, went to church for prayer night, and I just walked in there and I'm like, formidable. Remember, Chris, you're formidable. And I just had a different, I felt like a different level of confidence, a different level of assertiveness. And we started the prayer and the worship. And our pastor said, if there's anyone here who needs some financial blessings or wants to grow their business or anything along those lines, I want you to raise your hand. And he's like, actually, you know what? I want you to walk up here. And so I wasn't going to, and then I did. So I walked up there, and there's probably at least 10 to 15 people standing around in a half circle facing the stage. And our pastor looks at me and he's like, I'm gonna have Chris pray for this. And I was like, duh. I was like, all right, God, help. And so then he hands me the microphone and everyone else starts praying, and he starts praying, and I go to talk and I can't even hear myself. I can't even think because I'm hearing everyone else pray, and it's impossible. I can't hear anything except 10 or 15 other people praying all at once. And it's what? And so I went to start to pray and I couldn't say anything. I was so distracted. I started laughing and I walked out of the circle and I'm like, I gotta go over here. I'm too distracted. And then I started praying over there, and then people started to get quiet. And then God was like, go stand in the middle. Stand in the middle and declare these things over them. Be formidable. And I went and I stood in the middle again, and I was walking back and forth, just marching back and forth, just speaking life. And people started cheering, and it was hitting. And I was just speaking and praying with so much authority. And it was being that formidable version of myself that God created me to be. And it was really, really powerful. And then I went and prayed and off to the side by myself. And then God was like, go be around the people, because I was praying to God for answers. God, what do you want me to do? What is the guidance that you're giving me? And the lady that I talked to today, who has to do the coaching, I saw a part of a message where she said her husband won't let her do it. He's not on board. And I didn't read the rest of the message. And I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to fight for her? Do you want me to break it into payment? What is the solution? Do you even want me to coach her? I can't imagine why you would bring her into a purpose assessment. We would see that she's so unclear in her purpose and desperately needs it. She's meant to be a warrior of God, and she's meant to lead people back to God, and she wants to do that. She just doesn't know how. And she wants to be a speaker. It's she's perfectly in alignment with that. God, would you really bring her to me just to help her see how unclear she is and how lost she is, just to let her be on her own? Is that really why you would do it? I can't imagine you doing that. And so I'm like, but how are we going to make this work? And I'm just praying and asking him for answers. And then I just realized I just need to go be around the other people. And so after the prayer's done, I start talking to one of the guys from the team, an older guy, and he's actually the guy who Jesus spoke through him the other week and said, I told you, everything is in my timing. And I can just tell he's just going through a lot. And him and his wife, they're standing there and they're talking, and then they just start opening up, and I just speak so much life into them. Like, when you're being attacked by the enemy, it's an honor. When you step onto a football field and you've got people double teaming or triple teaming you, that's an honor. It gives you more pride because the enemy's scared of you. Like, the people who get double teamed and triple teamed aren't like, man, this sucks, this is horrible. No, they're proud because they know they're the best on the field and they're dangerous if they get the ball. And so I'm like, you got to walk with that, knowing your authority and your danger and your value and your honor, that you're going through these spiritual attacks, but you're trying to carry that weight on yourself, and you're not meant to. You're meant to give it to God. And he started to get teary-eyed, and it was just like, just speaking so much life into him. And I was being so bold and so assertive and so formidable, like, no, the enemy's not going to have him. He's got too big of a heart. And then just spoke that over him. And then I hung out with the Spanish team and joked around and laughed a lot. And it was just like I had a different presence. I just felt it. It was different. Very different. It was like, that's me. There I am. And it was amazing. So, yeah, it was awesome. So I have to go to bed because I have to wake up early, do our Warriors of God call. And I have my group coaching tomorrow night with Warriors of God. And I have the X18 group where I'm discipling all the gangsters. So I need some rest. But today it was just crazy. It was mind-blowing. Yeah, and when I joined that group this morning and joined that Zoom call and got to share my mom's testimony, this guy who wrote this book about fasting, he reached out and asked if he could interview me for his tribe or whatever it is. So I'm going to be doing that this coming week too. It just unlocks so much. And, my coach friend called me and wants me to be like the purpose guy for all of his believers and all the people that are coming into his programs. And it's just like, and he wants me to go down to San Diego with them so he could be interviewed by Ruslan. Like, it's just like, what? Like, today, just so much was unlocked. It's crazy. Mind-blowing. And it all started with me choosing to get out of bed and go to the gym. Actually, it started before that. I woke up to the message from that lady saying she was blown away by the podcast. So, yeah, it all started yesterday when I woke up to who I really am, and then today I got to be it, and it was like, wow, thank you, God. So it was awesome. It just feels so good being that guy in church, being who I really am in church. It's like, wow. Yeah. So super grateful.